Yee!
Hyper! natuloy din.
Okay. Okay, welcome to PERFTalk. Meron tayong very special guest, si Mike Villegas.
Hello. Magandang umaga, tanghali at gabi po, kung saan man kayo. Hello
Okay,
Perf.
sa mga hindi nakakilala, 90s kids, si Mike Villegas ang utak, well, isa sa
Nako.
mga utak.
Di ba?
Isa sa mga utak behind Rizal Underground, Color It Red.
Yes.
One of my top colleagues ng 90s gitarista. Kumbaga, kung nandun ang Marcos Adoro, Perf de Castro, Mike Villegas.
Oh my goodness. Oh, that's very sweet.
No,
It's very sweet. Thank you.
tayo yung tumatakbo nun eh.
Oo.
And then, dito sa Set and Stage, Manila, Philippines, ang very special PERFTalk episode na to ay even more special, not just because of Mike, dahil may mga hawak kami mga
Yun.
gitara. So yung hinihingi nyo na jamming while PERFTalk, may bibigay na ngayon.
Yan, okay. Ang ganda rito Set and Stage.
Yeah.
Ganda dito.
Okay, Mike. So, matagal ng plano to eh. Sa pandemic pa lang, we were supposed to do the Zoom thing.
Oo.
Kaya lang...
Malabo yung Zoom eh. Kasi minsan may lag, minsan...
Yeah.
And it was a depressing time. You know?
Yeah. Parang, wala. Ayoko na alalahanin.
mismo. Yes, thankfully natuloy din. I know Perf from, siyempre, the 90s. No? He was with River Maya. Pero apart from that, we would do shows as, and you would be part of Triaxis or you'd be a solo guitar player, soloist. And ngayon, ikukwento ko na ngayon.
Sige.
Hindi ko kinakwento kanina.
Sige.
There was one time, may event tayo. Nandiyan ng Rizal, nandiyan ng iba-ibang banda. Tapos, the Jerks were there. And we all had our gear and stuff. And si Perf brought his guitar and a Zoom 505. It's like the cheapest Zoom you could get. And he sounded like God, right?
Oh.
So, ang galing. As in, I could not forget how it sounded. It was amazing. Sabi ko, ano yung secret sauce nito or whatever. And it was that unit, it was your hands, it was your sensibilities, it was your touch. And then and now, hanggang ngayon, you're the banner. You hold the banner for Pinoy rock guitar.
Oh, thank
in
you.
my opinion.
Thank you. Pero marami rin ako ninakaw sa iyo. Pero yun yung interesting nung time na yun eh. Kasi even when speaking with sila Mike Algar and yung ibang kasabayan natin, there was something in the water or something in the air during yung early 90s. I would say 88, 89 to mga 92.
Yes.
Kasi para tayong mga sisiw na naka-hatch tapos ini-incubate tapos unti-unti tayo nagde-develop. Pero during our development, hindi tayo magkakakilala.
Hindi. Biglang sumabog, no?
Tapos biglang pagsabog, parang, ay, meron din palang ganito dito sa Quezon City. So, like ako sa South, sa Las Piñas, Parañaque, sa Laguna, alam mo yun? So it was very interesting kasi hindi ko ma-pinpoint kung bakit.
Wala pang internet nun, di ba?
Walang internet. Walang internet, di ba? Tapos yung mga guitar world natin, guitar player natin, luma.
Oo. I think damay na dun yung ang radio back then was a monopoly, no?
Yeah.
Of the same maybe 10 or 11 pop artistas na paulit-ulit mo maririnig because it's the business.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you remember this Perf dati. Bills had to be passed in Congress para mapilitan ng radio stations to play OPM. It's unthinkable now.
Yeah.
It's unthinkable now. Pero
Yeah.
dati talagang, uy, sige na, 50%, 30% of your catalog.
Yeah, OPM bill.
OPM naman.
Yeah.
And inunahan silang lahat, I think, by a radio station. And my history could be awry. Pero may 105 happened. 105.9 happened.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, there was this underground radio station na FM na may OPM and nandun yung Earlyano at maririnig mo ang bootleg ng E-Heads at maririnig mo, teka muna, ano to? Di ba? And then Club Dread happened. So I guess yung umusbong naluto na kasi ang daming asar na asar sa radyo.
Yes, yes.
Yun lang yun.
Actually, before LA 105 is WXB.
XB, yes, yes.
102.
My apologies
Diba?
to XB people. Mismo, yun ang orig.
Yun ang orig kasi tapos yung mga banda yung mga hindi pa kilala talaga. I mean,
Ah.
The Dawn, Identity Crisis, Comela Band, Ethnic Faces and all that. So, ewan ko, hinanap natin yun eh. So, kung since wala siya sa mainstream, we had
to make it.
we had to make it, and it was word of mouth. I mean, high school ako noon, narinig ko lang sa kaibigan ko na gusto ko si Teddy Diaz.
Tama.
Idol si Teddy Diaz. Nakikinig ko ba ng 102 XB? Ano yun?
Oo, si Teddy. I saw them play at the parking lot dati sa SM. He was using a Casio.
Yeah.
Using a Casio. Tapos I was so blown away. Ang galing-galing. Ang galing niya, tapos ang galing ng itsura niya. Sabi ko, and there was this, what is this? What's going on? Diba?
Yeah.
It wasn't a -1. It wasn't lip sync. It wasn't, walang dancers.
Oh.
Yun ang dati, pagka may artista o may kakanta sa mall, biglang may dancers.
Yeah.
Ano to? And that was electric. I think the Dawn doesn't get enough credit for keeping the fire alive the way they did. No?
Yeah. And they're still doing it.
They're still at it.
And they're still at it, di ba? Pero even before that, kasi I know you come from a musical family. Your dad is like one of the most revered bass players
Thank you.
in the Philippines.
Shout out to my pops, Bob Villegas.
Yes.
He's a bass player. He played bass for Asin, for Freddie Aguilar, Lolita Carbon, yung grupong yun, yung scene na yun. And Heber Bartolome, then may stint din siya doon. So, we grew up with drum set sa bahay. It was a small apartment. At saka walang emulator noon. May amp na malaki. So, ang ingay namin. Tapos, hindi pa uso ang Bossa Overdrive. So, you'd have to turn up the amp.
Yeah.
And my twin brother, I have a twin brother named Angelo, and he's a great bass player as well. Tapos, we just jam every day and every day. And it wasn't alien to us. And my dad, I credit my dad for being such a hard ass to us. Na parang if you're going to become musicians, don't be half-assed about it.
Yeah.
Diba? Kumbaga, learn it, get better at it. Mas swerte kami, ang mga kabanda ni Papa, sila Chicoy Pura, Nito Adriano, Jun Lupito, the late great Jun Lupito, would be at the house. So kinukulit namin, Tito Chicoy, paano to? Ganyan-ganyan. Di ba? Ang yabang mo, di ba? Si Tito Chicoy, di ba?
Yeah.
Ngayon, Tito Perf na eh. Ngayon, Tito Perf na eh.
Oh, no!
Tsaka Tito Mike na eh. Tito Mike na eh. Pero, yes. So, we're very happy. I'm very proud and I'm very lucky to have a dad like that.
Did you gravitate to the instrument or to music because of your dad? Or kinoks ka niya?
Hindi. Actually, ang binili niya yung drum set, binili niya yung piano, binili niya yung guitars para sa kuya namin, si Jethro, who never learned any of it.
Oh,
So he found na pag pinilit mo, walang matututo, just leave it there.
Yeah.
And then I saw this special on TV. I think kamamatay lang ni, he was shot. John Lennon was shot.
Yeah.
And I wish it was this heroic, tragic thing that makes me want to play guitar. No. Then I saw footage of nung kabataan nila and how the girls were screaming. And that said, oh my gosh, what's this? The Beatles? Okay, I want to do that.
Yeah.
It was girls, basically.
Yeah. Me too.
It was girls. And I gravitated to with guitar because, I don't know why, I saw it and I said, uy, it's a puzzle that just needs solving. I'm still trying to solve it. I'm still trying to solve it. But it's an amazing instrument. It's easy to get into, and it's a lifetime of mastery. Diba? Yun.
Right. And then, was that the same time si Angelo got into bass? Then?
Yes. Angelo is...
was that planned na ikaw gitarista siya?
Medyo. Pero siya, he got into Duran Duran. Tapos inaral niya yung Wild Boys on bass. Tapos yung mga Tears for Fears. And I think one of his high points of his life is learning the bass break on Shout ng Tears for Fears. So yeah, me and him went through bands together. And people have mentioned that when we're on stage, may rapport kami. It's nothing magical or ano, it's really just playing with somebody. It could be your brother, but playing a lifetime with somebody, pag pumunta ako dito, oh, he's going here, or stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Parang same wavelength kayo.
same wavelength.
Yeah.
And also we love the same media, we love the same writers, books. We love reading as much as we love instruments. So nakatulong din yun when we started getting into songwriting.
Okay. But how was what was your like childhood like? Yung parang when you were developing this.
Right.
Paano yung what were you doing?
It was Prince. Prince happened.
Okay.
Yung
Yeah.
yun, diba? Them and not even Van Halen, none of that. Prince really turned me on to guitar, and it was mind-blowing. I started getting into studying pentatonics.
Yeah.
We all did, and I would play downstrokes all because I didn't know any better.
Yeah.
And then I would join talent shows in school, playing, trying to play the Crossroads dual guitar thing
Yeah.
badly. I won't do it now. Badly still today. And yun yung childhood ko. It became something about. And then I played in churches.
Okay.
Everybody has to do that. You know?
Yeah.
You're in school. There's this thing in church, and you're playing the guitar. And it became something na I became enamored with, na enjoy ko siya, na gusto. Not so much playing solos, although that did come, I loved accompanying people.
Okay.
I loved it. So when I was 17, I had a high school band, etc. And then I was in Club Dread, and I saw, quite possibly to this day, she's one of my best friends, the greatest singer I've ever heard, Cookie Chua.
Oh yeah.
And Colored Red was playing, and one of their first ever gigs. And I was like, oh my God, ang galing-galing nito, ganyan. I would love to be a part of that band just so I could accompany her and write songs with her, etc., etc. And we became friends. I left the band in '89, I think, to form Rizal Underground. But during that time, no, my God, '92. '89 was when we met, and then I left in '92. And then I wrote Paglisan with their lyricist is the guitar player, the rhythm guitar player of Colored Thread is an underrated, amazing writer. Her name is Barbie Christy Paraguya. And then so that was it. Nakita ko na you could get into this, or you could get into writing.
Yeah.
Chord progressions and finding a thread of melody between chords and stuff, and it was as challenging as coming up with a solo.
Yeah.
Diba? It's not harder, it's not easier, it's the same amount of work, but yun yung nagustuhan kong gawin. I wrote songs. I started writing songs.
So did your dad sit you down with yung like knowledge for like theory and all that?
Hindi.
Ganun?
My dad, ang theory ng papa ko, yung old school natin na mga hindi, yung kanila yung what works yung kung tinugtog ng Tower of Power, pwede yun. Or tinugtog ni Jeff Beck, pwede yun. But he never really got into the nitty-gritty theory behind stuff. Much the same way Jun Lupito would probably not know what he was doing, right? But Jun would be playing diminished stuff.
Yeah.
Na, oh my God, ano yan, di ba? I guess that's like, I don't want to insert Coltrane here, but when people break down what he did, they're breaking it down because he thought it up first. But he wasn't thinking that way, di ba?
Yeah.
So I think yung mga ninuno din natin na musicians na Filipinos, they didn't understand it from a theory level, but it worked.
Yeah.
So hindi niya ako inupo, but I did a lot of my own studying. I studied how to read music on my own. Wala pang internet noon, so I was hungry for Guitar World magazine, Guitar Player magazine, chord chemistry was a really influential
Oh, yeah,
book
Ted
back
Green.
then.
Yeah, yeah,
Ted
yeah.
Green. So yun, and then I started figuring out like harmonizing the G major scale. And then how that's the key to the universe.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, parang, and then as I grew older, I figured out that guitar, although it has its limitations, the beautiful parts of it, like the ringing open strings, walang ganyan ng piano eh.
Wala.
Diba? Wala silang ganyan.
Especially this.
Ayan.
Walang ganyan piano.
Wala.
At saka yung...
Wala.
walang ganun.
Wala. And so you get the best of both worlds. You could play melodically like a sax player and do
Yeah.
wonderful chords
Yeah.
like a piano player would. And then I discovered Tak Andres.
Okay.
That changed everything because he was playing lap piano basically, no? Parang,
Yeah.
Nice voicings. And
Yeah.
then, to this day, ginagamit ko to at shows. I sat down one time and I started figuring out.
Yeah.
I started figuring out Hilong El Bimbo.
Yeah.
Like how Tak would do it.
Yeah.
And then, little did I know that these exercises na ginawa ko, trying to figure out songs like taught me more about songwriting and arranging than any book.
Yeah.
Kasi ngayon, limitado tayo. We only have 6 voices. We only have low E. So, kailangan mag-make sense dito ang areglo mo. You can actually put that into an orchestra na. You
Yeah.
can actually arrange with that na.
Yeah.
And I learned so much from that.
Yeah. Parang... Because the thing is, like, since the guitar is, on one hand, a very limiting instrument, kasi that happens when you look at it in terms of shapes. Di ba? Yung ito, G, C, ganun.
Yes,
Pero
yes.
si Tak Andres, I like the term yung lap piano.
Yes.
Kasi hindi siya...
Yeah.
I don't think he,
Yes,
I don't think he played this.
No, he didn't.
You know,
He didn't.
yung G niya may ganon,
oo.
or maybe like
Yeah,
a...
I stole this
kakaiba.
F from him. Ayun. No, we're not saying any bad words here. I stole this F.
The F.
His F was this eh.
Yun!
Like, you know, there
Yeah,
was an
diba?
open G.
Suspended second.
Parang, oh my God, what is that? And then, sanay tayo na ganyan ng F natin. It doesn't have to be boring.
Yeah.
So, someone like him or Michael Hedges, another amazing, please look him up, figured out kung ano yung beauty ng instrumento natin, which is the open strings, and maximized it.
Yeah.
Galing. And I fell in love with that too.
Nice.
So you'll notice I'm into puzzles and I'm into gaming the instruments and finding as many. One of my pastimes is to this day making chord charts. Gagawa ko ng diagrams. Oh, ito. This is a habit I got from another legend, si Noli Aurelio, who passed away. Tacloban's finest guitar player.
Yeah.
Actually, the Philippines'
Greatest
guitar player
Yes.
in my estimation. He only used these fingers. Tapos he sounded like a pianist.
Yeah.
And he taught me to make a chord diagram of stuff every day para you could unlock this slowly.
Yeah.
You know.
I have a very fond memory with Nolly.
Bakit? Ano?
Yung kababalik niya pa lang sa scene nun. Kasi for a while, he
Nawala siya. He took care of his mom.
Took care of the mom and nag-magic.
Oh, yeah.
Nag-magic siya. Pero when he started playing in Hobbit again, nagka-classical na ako na. I showed up one night, dala ko yung 10-string ko. Yeah. And then, ando si Nolly.
He played it?
No, we played together. Ako naka 10-string, siya yung bago niyang Takami, the iconic Takami. He just got that guitar that week. Tapos, I think we played the second movement of Concerto de Aranjuez, which is basically Spain, Chicoria, Spain. Basta, I wish there were cell phones back then.
Who could have recorded it, yeah.
Para na-record. Pero it's still vivid. Nakikita ko siya. Siya yung nandito, tapos ako yung nandyan. Tapos we were going off on basta ang daming tumutunog, hindi ko maintindihan. As I was playing the low notes, tapos may high, tapos biglang meron siya sa gitna, tapos
Grabe yun.
tapos basta nag-intersperse kami.
Sana nakita ko yan.
Oh, we didn't even talk. Parang, well, we spoke with our guitars.
Right,
pero
right.
yung bago na, ano yung gagawin namin, hindi. Parang, tas, there were like maybe 10 people in the audience, and then lahat sila, what is happening? Ano nangyayari dito? So that was the first time I met him and the first time I played with him. And it was a very
Core memory yun.
very
man,
yeah, very core memory, very very comfortable experience then. Something that I still, cherish,
When you're ready for new pedal day, use discount code GCPerf10 at gcrockboard.com to get 10% off your entire order. You can use the code multiple times and there is no expiration date. Enjoy.
And speaking of memories that cherish, before I forget lang, I have to share this with you. Your dad, nag-alternate kami sa Hobbit House dati,
okay.
di ba? Labuyo. He was playing with Labuyo. And then,
tagal na nun.
di ba? And then backstage we would talk. We would talk about music and all that. Kaya ako natanong kanina yung theory, kasi one of the biggest lessons I learned came from your dad.
Oh.
Yan, sabi niya. So we were talking, tapos sabi niya, okay, Perf, kung gusto mong magtunog komplikado ka, over an F, play a C. Which is basically the idea of superimposing triads. No?
Right.
But instead of telling me, kung gusto mong komplikado ka, play an extended arpeggio, gawin mong para maging major 7 and all that. Hindi. Play a C over an F, which is C, F, major 9. Pero instead of a very complicated
F.
Yeah, very complicated F, C over F. Alam mo yun? So that I carried for a long time kasi
Nice.
marami kang mahanap like an A minor 11 is basically a C add 9 over an A.
Right.
Diba? So yun, that way of thinking and just going for what works and keeping everything simple.
Right.
Yun ang
Dinala mo yun.
dinala ko yun, and then maraming hindi ganun mag-isip. Like if you go on YouTube, maraming maglilitanya na, you gotta do this and do this and do this and learn everything. But at the end of the day, and this is something that you touched on earlier as well, theory is just something to explain, theory is just something used to explain
What worked?
what already works.
Yeah, what already works.
Yun. It's not the starting point.
Right.
See, a lot of people are bogged down by, I need to learn theory first before I
Right,
can play music. No, play music now.
Oo. I think there's may YouTube lesson akong napanood. Man, YouTube is amazing.
Yeah.
And it was, I think it was a jazz. Morten Fernstrand. I subscribe to him as well. He's this amazing jazz player from Denmark. I mean, who knew? How would I find him? And then he said people make the mistake of learning scales and theory before learning, and they thought that magically, if you do this, like all of a sudden you're gonna go. No. Learn the line.
Yeah.
Learn the line. Don't forget about the scale.
Yeah.
And learn the line. Learn language.
Yeah.
Learn. Don't go.
Yeah.
Hoping that turns into language.
Yeah.
Learn the line. Unless, of course, you're learning a line that happens to be, that. But write out lines that you like listening to, whatever instrument it is, and then work it out on your instrument. That is the language.
Yeah.
That made me stop second-guessing myself
Yeah.
in a lot of ways. So,
Yeah.
na parang, ay, hindi ako aral eh. Ganun.
No, tsaka yung, alam mo yun, invento ko lang yan eh.
Correct.
Di ba? Pero, yun nga yung hinahanap ng iba eh.
Oo.
Ako hindi ako makapag-invento. Pero
Right,
ikaw,
right.
nagagawa mo lang ganyan lang.
Yes.
Di ba?
Yes.
Yun yung goal, hindi yun yung limitation. Di ba? Kasi like, I get it in a lot of comments, you know, tama ba itong ginagawa ko? Tama ba itong, alam mo yun? At the end of the day, we all find our ways to saan natin gustong pumunta.
Right.
Di ba? Parang from here, pupunta tayo Makati. Maraming daan na pwede papunta rin.
Grabe. You know who said that to me one time?
Yeah.
Ganyan din. Pero yung kanya Quiapo to Quezon City yata ganyan. It was Gary Granada.
Talaga?
So I go, Gary, paano mo naisip yung mga chord progressions mo? Yung parang minsa'y nasanay na nang nasanay sa konting konsuelong aliw. Like,
Yeah.
what are you, anong iniisip mo dyan? Hindi, Mike, kasi maraming paraan magpunta ng G from E minor.
Yeah.
Pero, depende lang kung gusto magpunta ng Quezon City muna.
Yeah.
So, that's how we would describe it. Isa pa yun na I don't think he's aral in the sense na nag-aral muna siya ng theory.
Mhm.
Binasag niya I think Gary studied Bacharach, studied the Beatles,
Yeah.
studied, and then came up with his own amazing genius stuff.
Yeah.
And then nataon na lang na, okay, if you analyze it academically, it makes sense from a viewpoint of a college book. But otherwise, learn the songs.
Yeah.
Learn the songs.
Learn the songs and make it your own.
Yes, and
Diba?
make it your own.
Yeah, kasi may iba, sacrilege.
Ay,
I don't want to touch that.
So, yeah, mismo,
Kailangan-
my favorite core memory then is how the Eraserheads have the last laugh now.
Oh, yeah.
Pero nung lumabas sila sa eksena,
Ay!
pare, oy, wala sa tempo, oy, sana magtono kayo, or ganyan-ganyan na narinig sa kanila. And here they are,
On a world tour.
On a world tour.
Yeah.
It's really about how you make music, how you make your own stamp in the world.
How you make music and how you affect people.
Yes.
How you bring them into your world.
Oo.
And make them,
Oo. Kung hindi ganun yung drums ng El Bimbo, baka hindi ganun kaganda ang El Bimbo.
Hindi.
If it was perfectly timed or whatever, hindi. Yung hinga nila yun eh.
Right.
Inahabol niya si Ellie and Ellie was waiting for him.
Yeah.
And it had to happen the way it
Yeah.
did. And kudos to BMG for,
Yeah,
capturing that time.
Even the first, yung pinaka-unang album nila, like, first single, Pariko,
Oo.
it's very, it's very rough sounding. But at the same time, ang daming naka-hook na tao na parang, kami rin yan eh. Di ba? Kami rin yan eh. Ako yan kagabi nung kumakanta kami.
Oo.
Di ba?
Actually, hindi ikaw. Kasi ang
Hindi.
galing-galing mo. Even back then, ang
No,
galing-galing mo.
no.
No, seriously. I remember watching, I was producing records na in a studio in Makati. And I saw Walk-In, Parokya ni Edgar, to do their first album. And they even borrowed, I was producing my wife, my then girlfriend, Bayang's first album. And then hiniram nila Chito yung nylon namin. Kasi wala silang gitara na in tune or whatever back then. And then, sabi ko, silip nga ako, pahingan ko to, ganyan-ganyan. Tapos sabi ko, grabe to, puputok to.
Yeah.
Because not only are the songs amazing, anybody who's starting guitar will identify with this.
Right.
Na, kaya ko to,
Yes.
hindi to, kaya ko to, mahirap to, pero kaya ko to siguro in 2 months of work.
Yeah.
And it's and kudos to Chito. And ito naman ang kwento ko, baka patay na ko ni Chito. And I think matutuwa si Chito pagka narinig niya to. There was this one time, kukunin ko yung gitara ko sa studio, and he was there, hindi niya ako nakikita, and I think he was writing.
Right.
Mag-isa siya. And then, nakita ko yung genius ni Chito. He was laughing to himself. Like, and then rewriting it.
Oh.
And then it was as in, I swear, I saw somebody, yung genius ni Chito is, he makes it look easy.
Yeah.
Pero you could tell that he was crossing words out kasi it wasn't, hindi yun yung tamang hinga or hindi yung tamang kilite.
Yeah.
So when you hear something like, when you hear a parokya song, you'll see na, or halaga for example,
Yeah.
or buloy, parang throw away, hindi. Pinag-isipan nila
Yeah.
maigi. Grabe ang genius ng parokya ni Edgar. So yes, like going back to what we were talking about, it's not even about the theory. It's how you put your stamp on the music, and what you're trying to say to the world.
Yeah. I mean, people know me as the music theory guy kasi nga I put out the entire rudiments of music video sa
In Tagalog, mind you, too, right?
yeah, may Tagalog, may English. Also, I present, even though it's college grade, I presented it in the simplest way possible for people to understand.
So they know you as that. They know you as the theory
As
guy.
the theory guy. But at the end of the day, it's just something para I'm able to explain it. But when I play, I don't really...
Yeah, right. You don't think about those things.
I don't,
so.
Maybe a rough guide or maybe a idea will pop into my head na, subukan ko nga to. Ganun lang naman di ba? Yung may matutunan kang bago, subukan ko to. Paano ko gagawin to? How can I make it fit?
Right.
I mean, ikaw, when you learn something new, what's the thing you do para ma-ingrain ka agad?
I transcribe everything.
So, it's yung transcription.
Isusulat ko talaga para kasi may zen ang nangyayari when at least for me when I'm writing, and mind you, I'm not a genius reader, which is why I love to read to write because it helps me with my reading too. When you write it down, for some reason, like when you're writing a song, pumapasok
Yeah.
Pumapasok siya kasi matagal
Yeah.
And then as you're writing it out, that's the flat 7 of the chord.
Yeah.
So medyo
Perspectives, nakikita mo.
And then let's say, so for example, like let's say that line.
Yeah.
I'll do that in front of the TV. And then paulit until not only is it what's the saying, practice not until you don't make a mistake, but practice not until you get it right, but until you don't make a mistake.
Yes.
And then what I love doing is practicing with the lights off.
Okay.
That way I'm
So
just
walang visual cue.
yeah, there's no kasi when you're live, there's hindi ka pwedeng gumanon
Yeah.
Diba? And so I love doing that, especially sa acoustic. And it also helps with the songwriting when it's dark and may konting drama yun. And then I always have a recorder. Nowadays it's the phone.
Yeah.
Then whatever comes up happens. And then songwriting, whether it's songwriting or whether it's learning a line.
Yeah.
I love transcribing.
Sa akin, like for me, the visual thing, iba yung relationship ko sa kanya. Kasi when I play classical, usually my eyes are closed. As in, I consciously look away from the fretboard para mas bukas ako. Like when I play, instead na nakaganong ka, I play like that. Para bukas and then open yung katawan. When I play electric, more often than not, nakatingin ako dito, but hindi ko pinapanood yung daliri ko.
Right.
What I'm doing is I'm looking for places to go to.
Right.
Kasi mas improvisation eh.
Right.
Kasi when I improvise, for the most part, a lot of my live sets they're
Improvise.
mostly improvised. Yeah, so pag nakatingin ako dito ng ganun, interesting yan, pupunta ako dyan, tapos parang gusto ko pumunta ron, tapos, alam mo yun, hindi yung, so there's a lot of, yung, ganun. Kaya, if I learn the part, if it's a set part, I can probably play it without looking. Alam mo yan. Pero, I don't know, it, it's a quirk. Pag classical talaga, hindi ako tumitingin.
Talaga? Paano yung reading mo? Paano yung, wala, yung pinupuso mo na talaga? Sinasapuso mo
When
yung piyesa?
actually, I can read. I can read
sure, yes.
and play at the same time. Pero hindi ako ganun. Hindi yung parang electric na dito ako nakatingin. Kasi, since that is already set, I can turn off part of my brain that searches for things. Kasi, hindi ko inimbento.
Oo, yeah.
Diba,
Andyan na eh.
Nakasulat na eh.
I-interpretin mo na lang.
Yeah, interpretation and so dun pumapasok yung creativity, not necessarily coming up with a line with the perfect note to coincide with over a particular line.
Right.
You know, sometimes if I would just want to go off na parang ayokong mashackle ng kahit ano, I would play with my eyes closed and then bahala na kung
Kamali. Yeah.
kung ano yung tumunog, bahala. Basta
Right.
basta yung ending tama, okay din.
Mismo.
Yeah.
I think to a certain degree that scares me more.
Oh, really?
Yes, I'm not a lead guitar player like you are. Kumbaga parang I tend to master the chords.
Yeah.
And then ang solos ko are informed by the chord tones that they imply, di ba?
Yeah.
Pero to me iba yun. And yung ginagawa ninyo, which is to really may ginagawa ka minsan na the instrument is not 1-3-5 anymore. You're making sounds with it. You know, and that's not me. It's alien and it's amazing, and I wish I could do it, but hindi ko maiwanan yung shackle, if you will, of the chord melody. Na I wish it made sense on that level. Hindi ako makakalas. At least from an improvisational level yan.
That's interesting kasi isa yun sa pinupush ko. There's no way for you to be melodic without knowing the chords.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
There's no way kasi you can play your stock licks,
Right,
di ba?
right.
Sabihin mo, just play wide intervals. You know, and it will be melodic. Pero hindi, pag ginawa ko yun, pero yung chord mo sa ilalim is, di ba, it's not, it doesn't work. You have to know the map to be able to play with it, which is yun yung kailangan ng lahat, di ba? And at the same time, it's not something that's super complicated that it's unattainable.
Right.
Diba? Kasi with every scale pattern, di ba? So yan, that's an F, that's a D minor, that can be a B diminished, right? Or a C suspended fourth. You know, if you know all those, mas libre kang gumalaw kasi
Right.
you can direct where you want to go or what you want people to hear.
Right.
So yung ginagawa mong yun, it's
actually correct.
No, it's not correct, but it's the goal.
I see.
It's the goal. It's, you know, the way I teach that is kung alam mo yung chords mo, like within so may then ang chords mo A minor and D minor, di ba? A minor, D minor. You know, if you know your chord shape, alam mo na yung chord tones.
Right. Yes. And so when I practice at home, siyempre, wala tayong left hand like our pianist would accompany himself.
Yeah.
So there was one time, I had this amazing lesson with Tots Tolentino. Grabe, shout out. Guys, if you're a Filipino and you're in Manila, please find him
You should
and get a lesson from her. Watch him. He's amazing. So anyway, I saw him play, I paid for one lesson. So I brought my amp and ganyan. And then I started playing with him. And then he told me, oh, and then I started playing a chord. And then, kunyari, let's pretend it's 251, no? D minor. And then I started playing that. So when he would start playing, then I would start playing my line. And then it would be something like actually, I would do scalar stuff.
Yeah.
Then I would play a chord after. Then they go, stop me. Okay, I want you to start thinking of your guitar just for today, as a horn. You don't have chords.
Yeah.
So your line has to imply the chord tones alone.
Yeah.
So you can't go a scale and then
Yeah.
walang ganon. So hit those thirds, hit those sevens when you can. So so that when you're practicing, because when a horn player practices, he doesn't have a piano player with him. So he has to outline the changes.
Right.
So then I started, Then I started freaking out after that lesson because, oo nga no, just because I can play a chord, I'll stop doing that.
Yeah.
And then he told me to apply it in everything, even if you're doing blues. So let's say, for example, you're in G, yung gagawin natin. And then he would go, now start playing without an accompaniment. Don't play. Play with just the lines, and then then he started watching me. And I'm telling you, I've never been scared more than playing in front of Tolentino. So it was like. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Then I said, then do it that way. Whenever you're practicing, whenever you're trying to learn a solo or whatever, outline the chords. And then, little did he know, that helps in songwriting too.
Yeah.
Diba? So if you're in the key of C pa rin, let's say, and the chord was like, let's say F and C.
Yeah.
Dahil nasa F tayo, alam mong sweet yung A.
Yeah.
Diba? So F. Dahil nasa C tayo, we hit the G, and then you start, and then when I teach my students about songwriting, I would tell them, okay, what note, that note you hear, what's the word that you hear with that?
Right.
And then so Tots' lesson is tied more into songwriting than he thought it is.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe he does, but it goes to show na a lot of lessons in music tie around songwriting pa rin. To me, a great solo is composition on the spot. It's wow. When it's not so much the fancy licks or whatever, but when I would hear the right note against that right chord, you know, oh my God, mismo eh. People don't give him enough credit, but to me, and I can't do it, no. But the solo to something,
Ayo.
yun na eh.
Yeah.
Yun na yun. And
Exactly. And you hear the chords even without even
the
just the solo.
accompaniment. Yeah. And that to me is a prime example of the level of soloing I wish I could get to. But I also wish I could play like Clapton or you or the skate across the chords.
Yeah.
Na, like si Clapton or si Stevie Ray, diba? It's like dinaalis ng G yun.
Yeah. 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 Alam mo, when I do that, instead of hitting every chord, I hit every other chord.
Kwento nga. Let's play.
Sige. So yan, yung part na yan. You had D, C. I skipped over
Yeah, the 5.
and I hit. Yan. So that is for me, it's like painting in broader strokes. Kasi minsan, pag mabilis yung chord progression, parang, di ba? Parang, hindi ko matamaan lahat. So there's no rule din naman
Yeah.
na kailangan matamaan lahat eh. So
Oo.
you can glaze over and you can choose.
Right.
You can choose one. So doon ako, I think of it as I erase bar lines. So instead of like a four bar part, it's like one long part.
Right.
Yun. So parang even when
Regardless of the changes.
yeah, regardless of the
Right.
changes. Pero like I said earlier, kung ano yung dulo, yun yung pinaka-importante.
Oo.
Kasi everything can be explained, theory-wise.
Right.
Pwede ko sabihin na, yeah, I did the pentatonic here, tapos over the D, meron akong suspension, meron akong whatever bullshit, di ba? But at the end of the day, it's just, nagsimula ako dito, I wanted to go back here, and to be able to do that, I need to skip over 2 chords and just target the long one.
Right.
Alam mo yun?
Oo.
So, that's also an insight into how I think of things now. Kasi ang dami nun. Isipin mo yung scale, arpeggio, chords, ganun. No, I just find a focal point and shoot for that.
Right.
Ganun. May isa pang, a good friend of mine, si Tim Thompson, fingerstyle champion. He is primarily fingerstyle, but he plays jazz then. Sabi niya, I think about the chords, but I stay in one scale. So, and then I change the scale according to whatever the chord is.
Holy crap!
Di ba?
Talaga?
So, yeah. So, for example, ito, gawa tayo ng, ito na, simple, parang bell-bottom blues, di ba? So, I was basically in C or A minor pentatonic.
And then when you hit the E,
When you hit the E, make sure you're in E, or you can go isa pa.
G sharp.
Isa pa. Sige, one more time. 3, go.
Right.
So,
Mas musical eh.
mas musical.
melodic siya eh.
So, I'm staying in one scale, but I'm also outlining the chords.
Right.
Kasi ito, wala sa C yan, wala sa C to. Technically, this is a C minor, but I'm still singing in C major, pero nilagyan ko lang ng E flat.
Dahil sa F.
Dahil sa F, so
Right.
it would be a C minor 7, F minor 7, right? Or you could do something like that then. So,
That sounds like something that Clapton, no? Parang Clapton siya eh.
yeah.
True enough, bell-bottom blues.
Yeah. No, si Clapton, he would do his pentatonic blues things and add one note and it would be the most complicated thing. Ayun. Di ba? Parang, wow, saan galing yun?
Oo.
But it's part of, it's this chord.
Right.
Di ba?
Ay, oo.
Di ba? So,
Change the world,
Change the
right?
world, di ba?
Oo.
So, naging from E-blues, naging, and I could, di ba? So, pentatonic, tas biglang may monkey wrench in there. It's like, that makes all the difference.
Right.
But it's not like, okay, I'm going to go to C Ionian, and then
Yes.
C augmented, and then C mixolydian, and then F Lydian.
Oo. Hindi ganon.
Hindi ganon.
That sounds more like how Alan Holdsworth would do it. Si Holdsworth ganon yata mag-isip. Or ganon dati. But yes, kasi it sounded like melodies.
Yeah, it's
Sounded like
melodic. Kasi you can actually.
Kung enjoy kayo dito sa video, pakibigyan lang ng thumbs up like, tirahin nyo na yung subscribe button, at huwag kalimutan bagtingin yung maliit na kampanilya.
You don't have to learn all the scales in the world,
Right.
you know, but you have to learn all the chords of the songs that you play over.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
Yun. And then you can add, and then once you have the the framework,
Right.
di ba? Borrow from the neighbors. Add, halika rito.
Mismo.
Di ba?
Which is-
Dang ka naman sa bahay.
Yun din yung turo ni Tots. Yun din
Yeah,
yung turo ni Tots na
Yeah, yeah.
parang hit the chord tones.
Yeah,
Hit
yeah,
the
yeah.
chord tones. So,
Kaya
yeah.
you have to, even when you're playing solo, it has to make sense.
Right.
Right? Tapos, ang isa pang hindi ginagawa is people don't think like a drummer. Okay, and what I mean is, when sabi, alib ako! Right? Ganun. Parang nagda-drum beat, tapos nag-fill in, tapos takadigidig! Tapos tinuloy mo ulit, di ba? As opposed to, the... Di ba? Meron kang target. Meron kang, pag nag-fill in ng drummer, takadigidig, may ending. Guitarists don't do that.
Ano yung joke eh? Puro tigjijis.
Tagapagdagdag ng gis.
Puro tigjijis.
Yeah. Pero
Yeah.
yun, kasi, that's a byproduct of just learning shapes. Kasi
Tama.
ang scale ay 7 notes, di ba? Pero meron tayong 8 notes to a beat. So
Right.
kulang kagad. So, or pag naubos na yung scale mo, tapos ka na doon. Pero yung beat mo hindi pa tapos.
Right.
Dapat. You know.
Right.
So yun yung, those are the things that I try to push and demystify. Kasi it's actually simple. Di ba? Pero yung, ngayon, when you were, so you do transcriptions and then you learn stuff. What is the latest thing you learned?
Siguro yun nga yung I told you about bluegrass kanina.
Yeah.
Like crazy stuff. I saw this Andy Wood video and he said, study bluegrass. I said, inisip ko bluegrass was like some honky tonk cowboy stuff. Crazy, it's crazy virtuosic stuff, man. Like
and they play the changes.
they do, and ang nakakatakot pa, it's almost sacred music.
Yeah.
It's like it has to be in G or magkakapo ka. Tapos may Tony Rice line that like, what? Much faster than that.
Yeah.
And then sabi ko, wait a minute, that could be applied to... That's Sabado Nights right there. Di ba? Parang, so, that's what I've been getting into.
Patingin.
Ah. Class five.
Okay.
Doon pa lang, panalo na eh.
Yeah.
Yeah, pwede.
Yeah. Galing.
Di ba?
Yeah.
So, you could be doing a G to C. Kaya, C. Balik. Up. Yeah, so I would apply that to ganyan.
Yeah.
So 1-4, 1-4-5. So that was the thing that I did, and then sometimes it becomes a chord melody thing, like something like that.
Yeah.
So that takes writing.
Yeah.
Kasi kailangan mo maalala yung... So whether it's ngayon at kailanman or huling El Bimbo or 214.
Yeah.
I would figure it out on chord melody just as I have something to do with the guitar on my own. And then I find that the voicings I come up with doing that, magagamit ko uli on my own stuff.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So that's been it for me. Transcribing and writing songs.
Okay, so people will ask for this. What is the Mike Villegas pet lick?
Oh my gosh. What's the pet lick? I guess it would be this G, ano.
Yun.
I think that's it.
Okay.
I think I stole this from Tuck, or some country guy, and then I
You know,
played around with it.
I can't play country or bluegrass to save my life.
No way.
Para akong naubusan ng hininga. kasi
Tuloy-tuloy.
relentless, di ba?
Relentless siya.
Pero lumiliko.
Oo. Albert Lee is a monster,
Yeah,
di ba?
yeah.
Grabe. And that I can't play it to save my life, but country is it speaks to me somehow. Even the writing.
Yeah.
Some of the best love songs you'll ever hear is,
Oh, yeah.
is country.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, it'll be a
Sige.
that would be it. Parang. And it plays with the open strings a lot.
Right.
So whether it's
Parang, teka. Hybrid picking.
I think I am, yeah. Minsan hindi. Da-da-da-da-da-da. So
Ah, tricky. Paano yung after ng D? D, balik sa E.
B. Yeah.
Tapos pagdating dito,
Have fun with that. Pagdating mo doon.
pero ito, ganda.
It sounds great on acoustic too.
Yeah.
Sounds
Hindi,
really
ang
good.
ganda.
Bagay sa instrumento mo, pare.
Dali. Ah!
Yes. There you go.
One of my most favorite lines na galing sa'yo, it's not even a guitar line.
Oh.
It's a, and it reminds me of this. Parang may ending eh. Ito, this one. Yung kanta niyo ni Kevin.
Oo, yung
Yeah.
my song, my gosh, ano ba yun? Hindi,
Drawing a black then.
Tagapin mo ang pag-ibig ko
sa'yo.
ngayon.
I mean, when I heard that for the first time, it's like,
Pero you're right, it's a...
yeah. Yeah, third to root.
Yeah.
Pero sa E yung ate sa'yo. di ba?
Oo, pero...
E yan. Parang yan.
Oo.
Ay, ko sa'yo.
I think Kevin did it in B, kung hindi ako nagkakamali.
B ba?
Hanggang sa dulo.
Yeah. B.
Mahal ang pamasahe mo. Magmahalan tayo dito. At di man kailan pa man ang ating samahan. Hanggang sarihin ang pagkakataon. Kaya pansamantala habang nandito ka. Tanggapin mo ang pag-ibig ko
Sa'yo. Yan.
Yeah, thanks,
Oh,
man.
I love it.
Thanks, man. Thank you, Perf. Oh, thanks.
Grabe.
Yeah, Kevin's a genius too, man.
Yeah.
Grabe.
Now, we have to do this again.
Yes,
Kasi wala
please.
tayong... Actually, kanina, pagdating ni Mike, nag-PERFTalk na kami. Pero hindi naka-record.
Oo.
Kasi
Marami naming...
ang daming not just reminiscing the old stuff, but like new stuff.
Yes.
Ano yung ginagawa mo
Yes,
ngayon? Ano
oo.
ginagawa ko ngayon?
Yes.
I mean, it's
I hope everybody who watches you and listens to you, definitely tuloy nyo lang, no, padayon lang po kung nagigitara po kayo or nagsusulat kayo ng kanta or whatever. Please be inspired by this man here. Perf is an inspiration. He was an inspiration, still is. And through to what you're saying on the new paths that you're trailblazing with YouTube, etc. Pare, ang layo mo na. Ang layo mo na, Perf. And then thank you for inspiring so many young Filipinos to not only play guitar but to say, uy, kaya ko to. Gagawin ko to.
Mike is very humble. Kasi even though hindi siya visible, naririnig niyo siya. Lahat ng naririnig niyo sa radyo. Mapa-jingles, mapa-songs, basta music, may tatak ni Mike yun.
Meron din.
I mean, parang si Noel yun eh. Na marami kang nahawakan at marami kang nilabas na naka-affect sa maraming tao.
Oh, thank you,
without
sir.
them knowing it.
Oh, thank you,
Kasi,
sir. Thank you.
swerte ako dahil nasa harap ako, nakikita ako ng mga tao. Pero si Mike, inaapektuhan niyang ang Philippine music scene at saka industry from behind the scenes and without anybody knowing
it.
Like, except for the ones in the know. Yung maliit na circle na yan.
Maybe to expand on that a little bit and to humbly explain a little bit. Thank you so much for that, man. I work in advertising kasi, guys. So I'm the music department head over at Hit Productions. Shout out to my family at Hit and to my boss Dennis who gifted me with this amazing guitar. Thank you, Dennis. Thank you. I work in advertising and I write music for advertising. I write scores and jingles. It's a wonderful living, not only because it pays the bills. Pero pag nagtrabaho ka sa advertising kasi, yung ginawa mo ngayon, maririnig mo in 2 days.
Yeah.
Dati kasi, gagawa ka ng album 6 months from now. You're lucky kung maririnig mo sa LSFM, di ba?
Yeah.
So yes, I'm very happy and very blessed to be in advertising. So
Yeah.
thank you for that, Perf.
And still writing
Yes,
very
I write
beautiful
songs. But thank you so much.
Yeah,
Sir.
yeah.
I still write songs and I still I'm part-time musical director for Ice Sigera and his guitar player as well. And I also write songs for my wife, si Bayang Barrios. So it's a great living, man. It's a great living. Thank you. Thank you, Perf. But thank you for having me. And,
Yeah.
I missed you. I missed you a lot. Na.
Oh, I jump at the chance. Yung last na magkasama kami ni Mike on stage na magkasabay kami dalawa.
Hindi jam.
Na hindi jam. Well, naging jam din. Was at the 90s live sa Soler. Okay. So paglisan 'yun. Kasi parang 90s na 90s acts na parang musical variety show. Di ba? After ng spot ko, si Cookie na at saka si Mike. Tapos dapat guitar and vocals lang kayo, no? Sinurprise ko sila. Bumalik ako sa stage and Mike and I supported Cookie.
Oh my goodness.
Supported Cookie.
It was a high point in my in my life, man, to see you there. Kasi nasa stage ka na eh.
Yeah.
Nasa stage ka na. So to see Cookie and all of my old friends in a 90s review like that, and to see you surprise me with that, ang saya.
Yeah.
Let's do that again.
Yeah. We have to. So I will put a clip of that para makita niyo yung magic na yun. It's only a cell phone recording, but I'm glad that somebody recorded it. So naka-acoustic si Mike, naka-electric ako. And it's not typical na back up si Mike, ako yung lead. Hindi.
No, it was fun.
It was back and forth. Tapos parang it was an amazing interspersing of two similar but also different
very
instruments.
different and backgrounds na rin.
Yeah.
And backgrounds na rin. Like I told you before, the electric guitar to you is a solo instrument, and I mean that with the most reverence. Kumbaga parang you mastered it as such na I only wish madampihan ko yung ganong level. And I love accompanying.
Yeah.
So that was a great, ang gandang combination nun. So let's do that again
Yeah,
sometime.
we have to. We have to figure it out. Okay, so tugtog tayo. We'll play.
Sige, let's do paglisan.
Okay.
Yung ending na yun, parang sa ilang to, sir. having me, man.
Masarap ka rin ang man yan.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, like, share, subscribe, do all the good things, and kung makita nyo, kung may chance kayong mapanood si Mike ng live,
Please
do
do.
it. Do it.
Sige, thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Okay, sir.
Okay, video yan.
Thank you, Tito Per, for having me.
Thank you, man.
You're welcome. Anytime.
Pwede tayo mag-guitar show.
Hindi, tsaka ano,